Everyone, it's Christian Fuchs here. I would like to say a big thank you to our fans and keep having our back for the upcoming Premier League season as well as the Europa League. Keep watching Leicester Fan TV. They have the latest news and they keep you up to date on leicesterfantv.com. So stay tuned and thanks for your support.
Morning all. How the devil are you? Hope you're well. Welcome to the Foxes Aftermath pre-match show, whatever you want to call it, because I'm getting fed up with games being on a Sunday and I can't review them. Today, we've got Ricky from The Last Word on Spurs to have a preview of the Spurs-Leicester game later on today. So I think we better get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.
Morning all. Merry Christmas everyone out there. Hope you're well. It's the first show of the Christmas season sort of, so Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Keep safe, everyone. Right, we'll bring Ricky in straight away. How are you, Ricky? How are you?
Hello there. Yeah, good. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for having me on. How are you?
I'm good. Merry Christmas to you, pal. Are you all ready for Christmas?
As ready as we can be in Tier 4. Yes, as ready as we can be
Yeah,
from over here in the UK.
It's all got a bit pear-shaped for you over in London, hasn't it, at the minute?
Has indeed. Don't know where we're coming or going at the moment. Yeah, like I say, it's all up in the air. But listen, we're hopefully dealing with it this year to hopefully have a better next year. Fingers crossed.
That's the way it is. Right, we best talk about football now, haven't we? That's what we're here to talk about. What's your team news and injury status? Because this is a team you played against Liverpool.
Yep.
Do you think it'd be much of a change from that? Was there any injuries from the Liverpool game?
I wouldn't have thought it'd be too much of a change team. At the moment, we've got a couple of injury knocks. I'd say Japhet Tanganga, still not 100%, nor is Eric Lamela. Gareth Bale, from what we understand from Jose Mourinho, is back available. So, I mean, he could swing a surprise and bring Gareth Bale back into the starting lineup. The only reason that may be unlikely is because of the lack of game time Bale has had over the last month or two. I think at the moment, if you are Spurs fans, hasn't been what we quite expected in terms of Gareth Bale coming back to the club. I think we understand that, this guy is very, very lack on fitness, short on confidence, didn't play regularly at Madrid in that last 24 months. So it was always going to be a case of trying to put him on his own fitness plan at Tottenham Premier League. So I think at the moment, with the amount of games we've got over the Christmas period, he's just trying to manage the players' fitness, really. And I think with Mourinho, he knows really his ideal 11 to some degree. I think you could probably on the back of, I think now, on the back of what we've seen in the last couple of months, you could give Mourinho his team now, 9 players out of 10, he knew he'd pick every game. And I think, there's a certain confidence about Tottenham, the way they're playing now. And I think fans are becoming more accustomed to buying into a different style of football, I have to be said. I think Spurs fans in general, like myself, we do like to see an attacking brand of football. I think it's fair to say now that we've seen productive results in a different calibre of football. And I think that's why we've got to start buying into it, really, because of the nature of where we are in the league. We've only lost twice so far. We're scoring a hatful of goals. We're not conceding many. Son and Kane have got this, unbelievable partnership.
You're making it worse for me, Ricky. Slow down. You're making it worse. It sounds terrible today. That does.
Well, I think at the moment, listen, apart from the defeat against Liverpool midweek, which to be fair, I think, if you compare, last weekend Spurs only got a point against Crystal Palace and Liverpool to beat them the way they did 7-0. I think that tells you at the moment that Liverpool, for me, I think they're, high and away for me still, the overwhelming league favourites. I think for Spurs to get anywhere near them, I think there still needs to be some January business to be done. And I think, same with Leicester. I think Leicester have shown this season to be quite inconsistent in patches. So I think
just a bit.
Brendan Rodgers, I've always thought Brendan Rodgers is a great manager. I think even when Spurs had their issues in the past. Pochettino and before Pochettino, Andre Villas-Boas. I was a big fan of Brendan Rodgers. I thought he was a good candidate. I think, he's shown his worth. He's gone to Celtic. He's won trophies. He's gone to Leicester. He's transformed them, in my opinion. Ranieri won them the title. But I think Leicester now, you're consistently seeing them up there fighting, although it's been a couple of seasons, top four, dare I say, even further. So I think they've got a very good manager there, got a good set of players. Vardy's always a threat. You look at Tillman's, good player. Maddison. I look at Leicester, there's some real quality in that squad. Pereira, I think Spurs were massively keen on him before, obviously, Leicester came in and got him. So there's some real quality in that Leicester squad. And, it's not going to be an easy game today. I'd see it being a real battle out there between two very good teams.
So there's a lot of Leicester fans think it's going to be a bit one-sided on your side.
I don't know. Vardy, for me, this guy seems to love playing against Tottenham. I think he's got a good record against us. I think, with Spurs at home, it's very difficult to predict. We've seen Newcastle come and get points, Everton come and get points against us. Arsenal made it difficult. So I don't see any game being a given in the Premier League. I really don't. And this will not be an easy game for Tottenham. Leicester will come, frustrate. I know last season, the 3-0 in a way, I think it flattered Tottenham because I think first half we were devastating. Leicester, to be fair to them, I think they were unlucky to have it 3-0. But I still think there's quality in that Leicester squad, and it won't be an easy game today. It never is.
Where's that question here? I was going to ask this a bit later on. Rossell has asked, will Dele Alli leave in January? And what's gone wrong there? Why isn't he in this? I know he was in this team the other day. He came on for the last 10, 15 minutes. But how come he's not been regular playing? Because 4 or 5 years ago, when he first signed him, he was meant to be the next big thing. Gaza-esque kind of thing. But then all of a sudden, he's just dropped like a stone and has actually done what a Gaza did, really. He's gone downhill, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think with Dele, it's a very difficult situation because, Dele's had this meteoric rise from MK Dons to Tottenham, been phenomenal in terms of that first 18 to 24 months, really broke through, goals that he scored. You look at his goals and assist ratio in that first couple of seasons, I think better than Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes. It was an overwhelming start for Dele. And, you can look at different things down the line, the social media, what he's got himself involved in outside of football. Has that played a pivotal factor? I think the problem with Dele is that, to some degree, when you're not playing consistently, that has an impact on your game. And I think Jose Mourinho likes a team of disciplined, work rate players. And unfortunately, I think for Dele, he made it a point. I don't know if you guys saw the Amazon documentary, which we had the pleasure to collaborate with Amazon on. He made a point that, he's a bit of a lazy trainer. And with Mourinho, the one thing that he, demands is hard work. And, that's a first and foremost as a given. That, regardless of skill and ability over that, you have to work hard for the team. And if you're not prepared to give that element to begin with, you're going to find it very hard to be in a team. And with Dele, I think there's been an issue with that. I will say I think Dele is working hard now to show his worth. The problem with Dele is now that the team is doing so well and, we're second in the league or so, we're third in the league after yesterday. You can't just bring a player back in when they're showing that desire when the team have performed so well at the moment. The problem is you bring Dele in, who are you dropping him for? You're not dropping him for Højbjerg. You're not dropping for Lo Celso or Ndombele. So I think with Dele, it's coming to me what looks to be a very sad ending. I think Dele will get a move in January. I think he'll probably get a loan move. I know personally that PSG are very interested. I know Monaco are very interested. I know Spurs' ideal scenario would be to let Dele go to a club overseas. They don't want to see him go to a Premier League club or, to go anywhere in the English league. It would be to try and get Dele. What's that? Sorry?
We'd have him.
I think the Spurs, in an ideal world, they'd like to see Dele go to a foreign league. Would that be Italy, Spain? I think Dele, or I say France. Dele just needs to get a move to go back and love his football. I think what's key, obviously, is the Euros are coming up. It's the same for Harry Winks as well. Harry Winks, I think, also needs to play games. So I think those two will probably be very much the headlines of January for Tottenham in terms of where do they go if they do go. I know Mourinho's come out and denied that Winks will leave. I think, with Winks not playing games, he will want to be in that Euro squad because he's been in the last couple of England squads. So I do foresee Dele probably and Winks maybe leaving in January.
Seems strange because they were like two of your major forces, Winks and Ali, and now Mourinho's come in and he's decided they're not part of it. Because Zach's asked a question as well. What are the major changes since Jose's come in since Pochettino last year, which is probably the same as why Winks and Ali were playing last year and then they're not now. So what kind of changes has he made?
Yeah, George, it's just number one, I would say it's a different brand of football. And that's first and foremost, we're seeing Spurs, I'd be more of a counter-attacking team. So, they will deal with the fact they're not having much of possession. I think that's one thing fans are trying to get their mindset around, that, with Pochettino, we'd have between 65 to 70% possession a game. I'd say that with Mourinho now, we're settling for 20 to 30% at times, dare I say, against Crystal Palace, whether it be against Liverpool. And, we're breaking teams very, very quickly. I think what we've got now is Harry Kane is playing a lot more deeper. Harry has shown himself, for me, to be one of the world-class players, at the moment. And it's quite incredible to see Harry, the way he's performing. He's not only a goal scorer, as Spurs fans have said for years now, he assists goals, contributes to the play, semi-assisting. Also on that, I've got to say, on Dele in midfield has been superb. But for me, bargain of the summer. I know many fans have what they call for their own bargain of the summer, and Patrick just said it there. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, for me, he's been like the dustman, collects the rubbish, picks it up, clears the pitch, and he's been remarkable. I think, with Mourinho at Chelsea, he always had that player, whether it was a Makelele in midfield or, whether it was a Kante, he's got his man now in Højbjerg. I think for Spurs, the only concern is that if we was to lose Højbjerg to an injury, what do we do? Because there's nobody like him in the team. And he's been the integral part of why Spurs are sitting there in the top 3, top 4, and have been top over the last couple of weeks because of just how phenomenal his work rate has been.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I'm glad Patrick put that comment up, because I thought he's the one that's impressed me. I know Son and Kane score all the goals and everything, can take all the plaudits and everything, but Højbjerg seems to do the job that no one notices. That, like,
the unsung hero.
The old-fashioned hard man or midfield general. That's what we are missing. We are missing that kind of player. And if I remember rightly, some of the Leicester fans might be able to help me out on this in the comments. I'm sure we tried to sign him as well in the summer.
I think it was Leicester. I mean, there's Leicester, Everton. I mean, I think the problem with Højbjerg is, I say the problem. There's no problem for us. He was sold on Jose Mourinho. He wanted to work with Jose Mourinho. I think, Everton came in with a couple of bids, and the player just simply wasn't interested. It was a case that I want to join Tottenham. I want to join, Jose Mourinho. And I think the great thing for Tottenham is, being honest, is although Mourinho did split opinion, I think finishing outside the top for last season, players want to go to a club where they're either fans of the football club, like the manager, or have a certain connection with the club. And I think for Tottenham, they're very lucky that with Jose Mourinho, he's a very well universal manager that's known all around the world. People love him and people loathe him. But at the same time, players want to play for him. And I think with Højbjerg, Reguilon, Doherty, Bale, all these players, the one thing they're coming out in the summer, they're saying when they're signing is, I want to play for Jose Mourinho. So it goes back to that point that the manager's very, very key. And I'm sure there's lots of players that want to play on the Brendan Rodgers, because it is an attacking style of football. It is attractive. He does, for me, improve players. I think he improves players. I think when you look at players that have come into where they are now, I think Vardy has always been a good goal scorer. But I look at someone, dare I say, like Maddison, from where he was at Norwich to where he is now, has improved. I know there's, again, I know you pulled a face here, Jamie. I know there's maybe a little bit of element around,
there is. Our style of football is more possession style of football. It's not the most attractive. We try and break sides down and keep the ball and look for the gaps and try and feed the gaps and the corners and that. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't look as good as it should do. When it does work, I mean, last year we went on a huge 8-game run. And we absolutely we won 8 games on the bounce. We absolutely slaughtered everyone. The football was fantastic, and then it just dropped off, and it was strange. But it's possession football. It's too much ticky tacky, like the old Barcelona style. We're not that kind of play. So we'll probably bore you to death today, and then try and break you down in the last 15 minutes. That's the way we normally try and play.
Well, it might be 2 very boring teams then, because Spurs are not a team that typically have a lot of possession. So I'll be interested to see. I mean, I think in a way, I think it's again what people said last season, how are Leicester going to deal with, basically having more of the ball? Because like you said there, Leicester are also a counter-attacking team. So I think that's what confused Leicester last season, because with that game where Spurs won it, I think because of the fact that Spurs gave Leicester the majority of the possession, I think Leicester were almost unsure what to do with the ball because they had it for that long. So I think it's going to be very, very, interesting to see the two teams, how they're going to set up, how they're going to play. Because I do think that'll give an indicative, point to where we see this game going.
Right. I'm going to sort of roll this question into one. I've got 2 questions. I'm going to do it into one. You had White Hart Lane, then you had Wembley, and then it's now the new stadium of London, or London's new stadium. What's it called now?
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at the moment.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Has that made a big difference in the way you're playing? Because you haven't had a settled home until now, because you're on the verge of leaving White Hart Lane, when we won the league back in 15-16.
Thanks for that reminder.
I know, sorry. Well, it's my mate's a Spurs fan. He never lets me talk about it. So now I've got someone to talk about. So did it start off there that because you were like knowing you're leaving the White Hart Lane, did you feel settled not having a proper home ground to play at for a few years?
I think the issue, I say, with White Hart Lane, that last season, it was a fortress. We never lost there. We were so superb in the league. I think a lot of it was down to the team we had as well. Danny Rose, little left back, who was phenomenal, and Kyle Walker. That midfield, that was incredible. Wanyama, Dembele, Ericsson, Dele, and then Harry Kane up top, Heung-min Son. It's a really tricky one, to be honest with you. I think at the moment we're still finding our way at the new stadium. It hasn't helped having the lack of fans in the stadium, of course. And I think, with Pochettino, the way that came to such an abrupt end, the way it did, we haven't had the chance yet to make it a fortress. This season we've lost there once on the opening day against Everton. I think the players are getting used to the surroundings now. I think we're getting used to playing a certain way. I think wherever Mourinho's been, he's always had a very strong home record. And I think he held the record at Chelsea for, being unbeaten the most at home before a defeat. So we're getting there. I mean, listen, let's be honest about it. You guys know it as well. Any team that wins the league, you have to have a phenomenal home record and you can't concede many goals. So what I would say with the stadium, it will come in time. Winning trophies, making history, winning big games, makes that stadium the fortress. So it's a case I think, the more you win, the more you get accustomed to winning at home, the more it will feel like home. And so far this season, we've only had the one defeat. We have beaten, like I say, Arsenal there. We have beaten, beaten Man City. So what I would say is that it's going to take time, and it's one of those things that in football as fans, we don't have much time off, which is time.
Yeah.
So now we have to give it time. We have to be patient. We have to back Jose Mourinho, which the majority of the fans are doing, because you can see, we're getting results. At the end of the day, listen, bar midweek, Liverpool, I said, are a phenomenal team. You're not going to win every game. This is such a bizarre league. I have to say, this is one of the poorest leagues I can think of. You look at the table from 1st to 20th, and don't get me wrong, apart from Liverpool and maybe the top 3 or 4, it is a really, really poor league. And teams are beating everyone. So
there's only Liverpool that are really keeping up what they did last year, aren't they?
Exactly.
Everyone's losing to everyone. I mean, our home form is disgraceful at the minute. I think it's won 3, lost 4. I think it's not what your home form wants to be, and I still think that's down. I've been saying this for months. Even since the restart, I still think that's down to a lack of fans in the ground. That home advantage has gone now. That's why, if you look through the records, I'm not sure what the records are, but I bet there's more away wins than there has ever been since the restart than normal in the Premier League. You don't see these many games at all.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think, like I say, the lack of fans is making, definitely. I don't think. Listen, although Liverpool are phenomenal, I don't think Palace lose 7-0 with the Palace end the way it is. It wouldn't be like with the ultras in there. They're not losing that game 7-0. But it's football. We are getting very, very bizarre results this season, so we have to wait and see what's going to happen.
Yeah. Right, it's been a pleasure. But last question though, Ricky, as I normally ask, and not many of the away fans like doing this. Your score prediction, because we haven't had the best of times at you recently. The last time we beat you was again in our title-winning season when we beat you 1-0 with a Robert Huth header into the top corner. I know I keep bringing the title season up, but that's all we've got to talk about history-wise at the minute. So I'm not sure what to go for. But what do you, as a Spurs fan, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be an easy game for you, or
I think it'll be very, very tight? I think it'll be very, very tight. I think the quality of the two sides, although I know you've got reservations about maybe Leicester at this moment in time, I see it be a real, real tight game. I mean, obviously Brendan Rodgers knows Jose Mourinho well. Obviously they're part of a coaching staff together at Chelsea, so they know each other, the way they set their teams up. I'm going to go for Spurs to edge it 2-1. But I don't see it being an easy game at all. I see it being very cagey, very tight. I think Leicester will learn the mistakes of last season and try and keep it tight. Obviously, we saw Spurs fly at the traps last season, that opening half. I don't see it being like that this season. I think, it's going to be a lot tighter today. But I will say Spurs to edge it 2-1.
What that was going to be the last question, but Neil's just asked a very good question. You must be having a right good laugh at Arsenal, aren't you?
Listen, it's
what you want.
Listen, I've got to say, I've never been so popular of an Arsenal manager in all my life. I hope he stays there for life.
What a way to end it, Ricky. And where can everyone find you on the old social media and the old internet?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can follow us at Last Word on Spurs. I mean, we do a podcast after every single game, which, as anyone out there knows, content creators or at this time fans, it's a bloody challenging time. I'm doing it after every game with the Christmas period we've got to come. So we preview, we review every game. We've had legends on as well. We're very lucky to have them. You can follow me. I'm at Rick Spur. I've been on paternity for the last couple of weeks. I've had a little one come into the world who's seen Tottenham only top of the league up until a couple of days ago. So he's had the best time of his life. He's seen Arsenal lose as well and the way Arsenal are going. So, yeah, you can follow us at Last Word on Spurs. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on iTunes, Audio Boom, Spotify. Check us out. And yeah, say lovely having you, lovely to be on. Thank you so much.
It was because I was on your podcast the other day. It was a good listen, very good listen. It was. Me and Chappie were on there. Cheers, Ricky. Yes. Thanks a lot, pal. Pleasure. And good luck, but after today, please, not for today.
Best luck for the rest of the season, apart from today. Cheers, Jamie.
See you later. Thanks a lot, mate. Right, that was Ricky from the Last Word on Spurs. We have now got Ross, our Northern correspondent.
Hello.
Mark Harrison, our East Anglian correspondent. Have I got that right, Mark? East Anglia, that's where you're from, isn't it? Norwich way?
It says also.
Hello.
Oh,
I think he just completely ignored your question.
I've lost sound, so.
Oh, right, okay.
And Jack, can you hear me, Mark?
I'm going to run for a few more moments, and I'm going to drop out and come back in because I'm going to take a call.
I'm going to have to come out and come back in again.
Okay. Right. Here's JNR. How the devil are you, JNR? Hope you're well.
Good. So.
Just one second, Ross. Hold on a minute. That's better. JNR that way round.
So I'll be on for a moment, and then I'll probably have to take a call, then drop back out and drop back in. So
cool then, Ross. What do you think to today's game then?
Tottenham. I mean, one of my pals. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Tottenham. I'll be honest. I never have been. Even before they came third in the horse race. Oh, I should have put that in there. Damn.
I was thinking about it, but I wasn't gonna.
No. I think their main player, obviously we all know Kane is going to score. He always scores against us. Let's be honest. Heung-min Son, my opinion, should be a better club than Tottenham. That's my honest opinion. I think he could fit. Like I said, people would disagree or whatever. He could fit in a team like Barcelona's, Real Madrid's, big team, Bayern Munich especially. You know, he's such a great player. He's the main one to watch out. But Højbjerg,
yeah,
he's been brilliant since he's been to Tottenham. You know, it's Southampton signing. So, I think obviously I'm going to drop out in just a second and come back in about 5 minutes. So it'll be a very tough game. I mean, I hope we win. But obviously we have that every week. So,
we do. Yeah, we do.
I'm just going to drop out.
You've got to make your phone calls. You've got to make your phone calls then, Ross, and we'll see you in a minute, pal.
All right.
Mark, can you hear us now?
I am back, yes, and I can hear you.
Good. No, what I was saying when I was introducing everyone, I called you our East Anglia correspondent. Which is right for you, isn't it? As you're from Norwich, so I thought I got that right. Norwich. From sunny Norwich. Is it nice and sunny there, pal?
It is. I was going to go out on my motorbike this morning, but I declined, so I came on the show.
Rightio. Perfect for you. Right, we'll start with last week's game against Brighton, Jack. What did you think to last week's game against Brighton, Jack?
Fantastic game. What a worldie from Maddison. We played fantastically well. That with a Leicester, we know we can play in it, but I guess Brighton didn't really offer much inside of attacking. Yeah, they should have scored in the early minutes with Jahan Bash and Danny Welbeck. But I think we handled the game well, and 3-0 at half time. We just had to keep the lead, and in the second half we did that.
Yeah, Jasmine's agreeing with you, Matt. Madison was outstanding, weren't they? And I mean, it was decent 3 points. It was decent. We did the first half, right? We got 3 goals, and then we kept it a clean sheet in the second half, which was perfect to get 3 points. And then, Mark, on the Monday, it was the Europa League draw, Mark, and we got Slavia Prague. Are you quite happy with the Slavia Prague draw?
I'm sure I said that last week.
I think you did, pal, to be honest. I think you came on Sunday, or either Sunday or the Monday show that we had, and you said Slavia Prague. There was a couple of people, and I'm positive you want to pick my lottery numbers next week, pal.
I need to pick my own, to be fair.
Well, if you win, let us know. Gives a few quid. I need it at the minute. So what do you think on the draw then? Do you think that's probably as good as draw as we could have got, or was there anything easier?
No, I think that's a cracking draw for us. I really do. And I wish we could go, but it's looking less.
Would you go if you had a chance? If it was a normal
yes,
year and everything, you'd go. Yeah, I'd be there as well. Yeah, you can't miss out on that, really, could you? And then Jack says, Neil here, in contrast, Maddison was terrible against Everton, which he was, wasn't it?
I think everyone were, what do you use it, crap in that sort of context.
Yeah,
the Everton game was poor.
Very
poor.
It came to Wednesday night, and I think everyone was expecting something that we didn't get. Everyone thought it was going to be quite an easy-ish game. I think too complacent, do you think, Jack?
Well, if you looked at the West Ham game and the Villa game, the Fulham game, Everton just played exactly like that, innit? They knew they could sit back and get Leicester to come at them, but Leicester didn't do that. You know what I mean? Leicester were more out the way, pass backwards, sidewards, back to Schmeichel. Then Schmeichel plays it out from a goal kick to like a defender who's under pressure. And I don't see the point in that. You get the ball forward. I know Vardy's not the biggest, but Wolf's not a centre-half. I'd prefer him in centre defensive midfield. I probably would have played Big Wes, if I'm honest, that Everton game. I think we would have played better.
Yeah, the only thing I can say about that, I don't think he can last a full 90 minutes. I think that's the problem, isn't it, Mark? Big Wedge has got a bit of a back injury, and I don't think he can manage the full 90 minutes.
We should have done the damage before bringing. We should have started Wes, done the damage, and then we can have a look back and see who we can bring on. But when you're chasing it, you're screwed, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been different if Tielemans had scored that goal. I think it was in the first minute, I think it was. And then Vardy's header before. No, Vardy's header was just after their goal, or was it just before? I can't remember.
Just before, I think.
Just before. So we could have been 2-0 up, and that would have been a totally different game. But it's all ifs and buts at the minute with football, isn't it? You just don't know really what's going to happen at all, do you? It's a shame.
It is. What I would say is, though, all the people that want Arsenal to lose, be careful what you wish for, because we might lose our manager to Arsenal. If that's the case.
Nah, no chance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Well, it was about this time last year, wasn't it?
Money talks, Jack.
Yeah, but that was last time, and Top gave him the money he needed last time round. So
it was the same this time last year.
About that one.
Arsenal sacked the manager, didn't they? And then we lost to Norwich. We drew to Norwich, and it's gone downhill since then. So
Arsenal, they've got so many managers, haven't they, under the years? Unai Emery, Arsene Wenger, Arteta. Arsenal's fan base ain't happy with any manager, Jamie. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unai Emery won a lot at Arsenal. No, not at Arsenal, but previous at Sevilla, 3 times European champions and that. And as soon as you start losing at Arsenal, it's like, oh yeah, but he's a waste of time. He should never have signed him. And then Arteta comes in, and I thought he was the Guardiola of Arsenal, but yeah, he ain't doing that. Arteta's an assistant manager. He's not a manager. He's just somebody who can sit behind a PO like Guardiola.
Yeah. They've got the money to poach our manager away from us, though. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Craig's asked, which I think I'm almost sure, Castagna, I think he's back today, isn't he? He's available to play, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice seeing him back.
Whether he starts, Amati as well.
Yeah, whether he starts, I'm not too sure about that. It's a shame that Castagna missed a massive, and who's the other one? Ricky P. I don't think they're fully fit yet. It's a shame about them too. But the other thing is, did you know? Well, Johnny Evans is back as well today, isn't he? Johnny Evans is back today. That we can have 9. We can have 9 subs now, can't we? We can only have. We can only use 3.
One match span, isn't it?
Yeah, we can only have 3 subs, but we could choose from any 9. I didn't realise that until tomorrow. I thought that started the 1st of January. I didn't realise that had already started. So do you think Gray and Slimani might be on the bench today? Because we've got 9.
No.
If they can't get on it, if they can't get on a 9-man bench, I think they'll be gone in January.
Gray won't be on the bench till 2022, and that'll be for another club.
Is that what you think? So you don't think he's got a chance of being on, even though I don't rate him anymore. You think this is more his place to be at the minute, just there?
Well, yeah, but I think the seat will be a different colour when the next time we see him on the bench.
See, but according to Rodgers, there's been nobody's even interested in him.
Why's that?
You can see why. He ain't really done much, has he? He's been in, let's be honest.
I thought Gray was in the Premier start in the squad, but Slim wasn't. Slim is, sorry, he got added. I'm sure Gray is there. I'll have to check on that. I thought Gray was in the squad, but in the Premier squad, but just couldn't get in.
Well, I don't think he'll ever get in, to be honest.
No, I don't. If you can't get in a nine-man sub bench, then
If he can't get on the bench for 9 subs, then...
Yeah. Hello, Tyler. Long time no see. My favourite surname, Tyler Christmas. I bet he loves this time of year. I never thought he never thought he would say this, but Perez to start over Maddison. I'm not sure Perez over Maddison. Not sure Perez, yes, but maybe not even
Perez over Barnes for me, innit?
Yeah, I don't think Maddison. I think yes, Perez over someone. But I think you've got to play Maddison in there. We need that kind of player that can break the sides down and that. But Perez, I've seemed to have played well the last couple of games. He's come on at the was it Sheffield United, and then he came on as sub as well the other week. He has played well. So
Barnes,
I think
when Barnes is on fire, he just rips through. But when he's not, it's like he's not even on the park.
Oh,
see, Mark here. We have no chance how we are playing and how they are playing. Yeah, Mark, I'm sort of feeling that way. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to will Leicester to win, but I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not feeling confident today. I like to be confident. I try to be confident and positive, but I'm not so sure about today, honestly.
Oh, by the way, Jamie, I thought the last game we won against Spurs was at Spurs Stadium about 2 years ago. Madison scored that cracking goal in the last.
No, that was at the King Power.
that was King
KP,
Power.
was it?
That was when we both had goals disallowed for my favourite thing, VAR, and we went on to win.
Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
That decision last night, the Fulham game, were atrocious. I couldn't believe
I've just seen it this morning. I've just seen it this morning. Wilson. I mean, I'm glad he scored because I've just transferred him into the dream team for this week, so I've got some points. But he dived though, didn't it?
He made the contact outside the box. You could clearly see when Wilson were running through, he'd made the contact Anderson, but when he got to the box, it just dived over, and then you think, hold on a minute. Then as soon as the Fulham player stumbled on the floor, the referee's gone and had a look. So why has the referee not seen that?
Well, yeah, and then he gets a straight red. He'd already been booked, but it was a straight red, wasn't it? It was It was a professional foul. He never even touched him.
Touch it.
Right, let's bring our Northern correspondent back in.
Back.
You finished your phone call, pal?
Yeah, there's 15 minutes between calls, so.
You've got an easy life, haven't you?
Well, at the minute, it's the best we've ever had.
Easy life, no wife.
If it was Black Friday, I won't be watching this show. Never mind going on it. So,
oh, blimey!
Yes.
Don't get here, Ross, because you'll answer the first one. Justin and Vardy have been outstanding players for me this year.
Yes.
Do you agree with that comment from I'm so sceptical?
We know what to expect from Vardy, so I think we're going to give Justin a bit more praise on this one, only because obviously Vardy gets every year, not because he don't do it, because he does. But Justin, it's his first full season. If you think about it, he didn't make his debut last year until, ironically, against Luton when he scored, and I went to that game as well. It was quite fun. And obviously he's come into the team the back end of last season. So this season he's played every. Am I right? He's played every game. Am I right in saying?
Yes, I think so.
Every game. Not only that, he's scored as well. You know, it's not like he's scored. He's played really well as well. So I think Justin. I think if you're gonna go in awards at the minute, who's been the best player this season? I mean, either if you're gonna go most improved, that's gonna be Mendy. Let's put that in there. Most improved, Mendy, Magic Mendy.
Yeah.
100%.
No, not Magic Mendy. Hashtag Magic Mendy. Get it right, Ross. Get it right, pal.
Okay. Hashtag Magic Mendy. Because let's be honest, when they signed the extension, everyone was a bit like that face, like, huh? You know, one of them like what weird ones. And obviously now he's proved otherwise. He's proved us all wrong. Let's be honest. You know, we all said it. People said, "Oh, we haven't," but we have. And I think Justin, I genuinely think Justin's been one of our best players this season.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah, he has.
100%. Most improved Mendy, best at the minute, Justin. Only because obviously it's his first full season. He's still young. How is that, like 21, 22?
Something like that. Yeah, he's only 21. Yeah, 21, 22. Something like that.
Yeah,
still playing in the 21s, isn't he? So
yes, he makes mistakes. He's learning. You know, not every player is going to play every single game like it's the best game in the world. Let's make sure of that. Yes, he makes mistakes. We're all going to have a moment and say, "Oh, he made this mistake," blah blah blah. But he's been brilliant. He can play left back. He can play right back. He's ambidextrous.
He can play centre half as well, can't he? Yeah, he can use both hands, can't he?
Centre half as well, and who knows? Maybe he could break into the England team. Maybe not. he's doing well for under 21s at the minute, as far as
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
aware.
yeah.
As well,
See,
yeah,
like so Sceptical just said, yes, Mendy's been good. It's not easy taking over a job from Will.
that is true.
It isn't it? It isn't at all.
Everyone knows my thoughts on Ndidi, but after watching Everton game, I might take it back a little bit on the centre back issue. But no,
he didn't have a bad game.
No,
I don't think.
Everyone's always saying because that's only his third full game at centre back, and obviously he's won 2 out of 3. I mean, I think that's a good record.
Yeah. They were the first goals he's conceded in 310 minutes.
Yeah, well, the first one that was Schmeichel. And the second one. I mean, I know Holgate scored from him, but what 2 saves from Schmeichel? It was mad. Yeah. But now Tottenham today is honestly they as long as we can stop Son and Kane.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That's why I'm not looking forward to today. Not that somebody said I'm throwing in the towel in. I'm just not looking forward to it because once them pair get going, they rip everyone to shreds, and they've done it. They've ripped teams to shreds week in, week out.
Well, I've got a bet with one of my mates that obviously I'm not the biggest fan of Tottenham. I said
I don't think anybody is really.
Arsenal could be really bad at the minute, but Tottenham will never be as big as Arsenal. I'll just get that. How Arsenal could go into League 2 and it'd still be bigger. Anyway,
controversial. What? Controversial.
It's not controversial. It's fact. The only team to go unbeaten in the Premier League season. So, just thought I'd put that out there. No, I put a bet on that Tottenham won't win anything in the next 2 years. Only 20 quid bet. So. Hopefully.
Well, you've got to be careful, Ross, because they normally win things when the year ends in 1. That's a true fact.
1961, is it?
Yeah, 61. And then, come on, Mark, you're a bit older than the rest of us.
I know the last League Cup in 99.
No, the League Cup. They won the FA Cup in 81 as well. Old Ricky Villa doing his old jinxing run.
Was it 2001?
They won it again in 2001.
Did they? I thought that was Liverpool.
Was it? Well,
I don't know.
The thing is at Spurs is they normally win things in the year ending in 1. So, 1891. That's about right.
Oh no! I'll tell you what it was. It was Liverpool 2001 because we won it the year before.
Yeah.
And then they won it, and then we beat them 2-0 at home. Adi Akinbaye scored in that game. That was a strange one. Yes, I remember. But no, but yes, that's my bet anyway. Hopefully I'll stick to it.
LCFC Gray, living the dream. The killer pass from Kane to Son, all the other way round. That's what we've got to be aware of, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah.
They're absolutely lethal up top, isn't they?
It is. And the other thing we've got to be aware of is if Kasper Schmeichel could take something from Danny Ward, that be his distribution.
Yeah.
That is absolutely key because if Kasper's doing those silly passes, suicide passes, we're going to get hammered. I'd sooner see him oof it up the field rather.
Yeah, I don't like these sweeper keepers. I don't like it at all.
I mean, Danny Ward does it really well. But Kasper's obviously a better keeper, so.
It's Castagna back today.
It should be, Ross. Yes.
Get both of it together with, he'd be the perfect goalkeeper. But it does worry me when Kasper just. Cracks it out.
Question for you all.
Oh God.
We'll start with Jack. Sell or loan in January? What do you think?
What, Kelechi?
Yeah. Sell or loan?
Get rid of him. I don't think he's good enough to even replace Vardy, to be honest.
Two different types of player, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Nacho needs the ball to his feet.
He's not a runner, though, is he? He's not the pace of Vardy. Prove that when he's played on his own up front. We need, if anyone's going to replace Vardy, we need someone who's going to be quick off the pace and who can score goals. And Iheanacho, if he's going to play Iheanacho, you got to play him as a 2, not as a 1.
Yes,
so,
correct.
I think that's why he gets all this criticism, isn't it, Jamie Kelechi? He's not the fastest of players or scores many goals, but with Kelechi, you need a manager who's going to play 2 up front and someone who's going to support him.
Patrick's been on Vicky Park many a time, like me. He said he's seen better players than Nacho on Vicky Park.
Imagine if I can buy, innit?
A big park in Leicester, Ross, if you didn't know that, by the way.
And I do know Leicester. It's like I've not been before.
I'm just making sure. Just wanted to.
No, I go a lot. I used to go. I was in to go for a few years, anyway, as well.
I always remember when I used to play football on a Sunday morning. Which pitch were we on? Oh, pitch number 34. It's right down there. You have to walk about 2 hours to get to it from the changing rooms. It was a nightmare. You didn't have to do any warm-ups after doing that. Anyway, right, we're to the point where it's last question time. The score. Mark, what are we going for today?
I'm going for a hopeful draw, but what I think will happen is Leicester's going to win 2-1.
So yeah, your head's saying a draw, and your heart's saying a win.
And I take that. I take the draw, but 2-1 Leicester.
2-1. Jack, what are you going for?
I'm going 2-1 Leicester today. I think we can nick it. I think with Leicester, it's typical, isn't it, to lose against a smaller team but beat a bigger club. So, yeah, I reckon we can do them.
And Ross, come on,
that comment
one about Fernby Athletic.
No, my nanny was until she moved into Fernby, the Lodge care home. She used to live at Fernby Lodge.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, do you know what? We've only lost one. Am I right in saying we've only lost one away game in the away this season?
Liverpool, yeah.
Do you know what? We've beaten Arsenal for the first time in years.
47 years.
Yeah, 47 years.
Beat Man City.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, the first team just scored more than 5 past a Guardiola team.
So what are you saying then, Ross? You tried to toy yourself into this, didn't you?
Right.
Go on.
Come on, Ross.
He's got to say, he's got to say 0-0, isn't it?
No, drum roll. I'll do a drum roll on my belly. No, I'm going to say, now, if this happens, everyone knows me a pint. Well, when the pubs are reopened or they can have a takeaway. 3-0 Leicester.
If it's 3-0, I'll send you a pint in the post. Not saying it's going to be very full by the time it gets to you, but I'll send you a pint in the post.
I'm going to say the goal scorers. I think Vardy will get one. I think someone put it up earlier. I can't remember who it was. Put about VAR will be a mass. That's it. Glenn Mosley.
Yeah.
VAR will be a massive help. I've got the feeling there's going to the VAR decision, whether it's going to go for us or it's going to go against us. I've just got the feeling VAR is going to play a big part today. Obviously, we all that penalty thing the other day. It's right. It wasn't a penalty. You know, we can all moan about it. It wasn't. Let's be honest. It got the right call. Obviously, we didn't want that to happen, but you know, the goal scorers Vardy. I think Tielemans. I mean, let's be honest. Tielemans turned down Tottenham. I mean, well, it's not our time.
Yeah.
It's not hard to turn down Tottenham anyway. But obviously, it was just nice for him to come to Leicester. And I think another goal scorer. I think, you know, like Robert Hoofheader, you said, bullet header.
Yeah, but who's what from a corner? Ross, have you been watching Leicester recently?
I have been watching. Yeah, but
I think it's last 40 games.
It's about time we broke things. I mean,
everyone always Fofana scoring it from a corner.
Yeah, Fofana. That'd be. I know what you're on about.
Everyone always has broke records against us. You know, first win or first goal in months. Why can't we do that against someone else? You know, why not?
I was watching an interview yesterday on Sky Sports. Dominic Solanke of Bournemouth. You know when he scored against us last year when we lost 4-1?
Yeah.
That was his first goal in 38 games.
Yeah.
For Bournemouth. I didn't realise that. So if anybody wants to do it, then yeah. Just come and
hence
score
the reason why
us.
I was a bit sceptical against Sheffield United of a week.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just so you know, everyone, I'm going for the old.
What's on the mug?
Oh, CFAX. Oh, is that the Man U game?
No, Southampton.
No,
the Southampton one. I couldn't see it.
9-0.
I was a bit worried about yesterday. I was a bit worried yesterday.
Yeah,
Liverpool got 7 with 6 minutes to go.
They battered Crystal Palace, isn't it?
Yeah, they did. Just to let everyone know,
that's their best.
I'm going for my normal away score of the old Desmond 2-2. Desmond 2-2.
I just don't when watching game takes on Sky now. I just hope it's not that Rob Hawthorne because he annoys me. He always commentates our Leicester games and he just annoys me.
Does anything make you happy, Ross?
No. Well, yeah, but I'd rather it be on Amazon Prime. I'd rather be on Amazon Prime with John Champion and your Clive Tilsley. I mean, and Peter Drawers. You know,
I couldn't watch Amazon Prime the other night. It was 2 minutes behind over here.
Oh yeah, because you're out.
Yeah, it was 2 minutes behind. I turned on it. I put it on Irish Premier Sports, and it was spot on, right on the nail. But the Amazon Prime was 2 minutes behind for me. So I can't really watch Amazon Prime over here. Right then, lads. That's it. Much appreciated. Cheers, Ross. Are you available later on?
You're when you said chat up, mine's in a bit.
Oh, in a bit. Or
Yeah,
later.
that's what we say down here. Northern Correspondents.
Oh, yeah, you Northern Correspondent.
Yeah.
Just let Steve. Yes, I am on next week, even though it is the 20. What day is it? Next Sunday? 27th or is it?
27th.
27th.
Yes, I'm still here next week. You can't get, just because it's Christmas, you can't get rid of me, Steve, I'm afraid. Amazon Prime was around. So annoying. The sports. Yeah, I know. That's why I had to turn it off, Alison, because I was hearing goals before. Well, didn't hear many goals, but you know what I mean.
Aye.
It was too far behind.
Well,
right
I might be on next week, so it's my nephew's first birthday.
Lads, peace and quiet. Peace and quiet.
Well, I might be on it morning or something, but yeah, it's my nephew's first little birthday. It'll be one next week, so.
Right then, Ross. Oh, you have to bring him on. And I'll wish him happy birthday. I'll sing him happy birthday. I might be staying at my mum's on the 27th or 26th. Ooh, are you sure you're allowed?
Oh no, yeah.
But you're virtually staying over.
Yeah, virtually staying over.
Right, Ross. We'll see you later, pal. You just right in it then. Right, Mark.
From
will you be on later? You going to come on later?
Yeah, I'll come on.
Game?
What time are we on again?
It's 2:15 kickoff, so we'll start the show at 1:45 at 1:45.
I'll see you then.
Rightio, pal. Goodbye from our East Anglian correspondents. See you later, mate. And Jack, how are you, pal?
Yeah, good. I'm on with the Spurs versus later on, so that'll be interesting.
That'd be good. Oh, hold on. You know what I forgot to advertise? Yeah, how can I forget another one of our shows? It is. I need Tom and Locks. Tom's normally here on his shopping. It's the watch along. Starts at 1:45. Come and watch us. The new Anton Deck, Tom and Locks are there, and then Jack will be appearing here, there, and everywhere throughout the show. I think.
Yeah, I'll be appearing half time and full time and before the game, and then at half six, I'm with Tottenham in it. But if we win, I'll be happy in it. I'll be happy enough to sit there, and if we lose,
that's not live though, is it, Jack? It's pre-recorded and it's out tomorrow. I think you'll find.
Yeah. He's recording it at 6:30 today, and then tomorrow he'll be like streaming it out to Spotify and places like that. So
you best be on your best behaviour, Jack. No swearing. No swearing. Make sure your TV's turned down.
Yeah, definitely.
Send the wife, the mom, kids out. Send them out in the cold so it's nice and peaceful and quiet.
That's it.
All right then, Jack. We'll speak to you later on. See you later, pal.
See you later. Bye.
Cheers, mate. There we go. Another good show. We had Ricky on earlier from Last Word on Spurs. We've had a Northern correspondent on, Ross. We've had an East Anglian correspondent in Mark, and Jack. Well, he's just from the Midlands, so he's just a normal one of the bloke, innit? Right. So it's ciao. Adios. Goodbye now. Top of the morning to you. Come on, you foxes. And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feedme, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans' debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.